Welcome back. Basic Education Minister Angie Motshekga has outlined some of the key milestones as well as various challenges in her department. She was speaking at a post-Council of Education Ministers briefing in Pretoria today. eNCA reporter Lirandzu Themba attended that session. Lirandzu, this was the minister's last big engagement ahead of the elections, possibly her last as minister. What stood out?
Naturally, Themba, I did ask the minister what sort of stage she leaves the Department of Education, and basically she says that she believes she's basically secured the department, which was just engulfed in many changes over the years, trying to find the best fine-tuning for the students, and she believes that it's now in a secured state. She believes that the next administration is able to take on the challenges that she was unable to address. However, she does mention the fact that, in her tenure, she was able to build about 600 schools. In fact, she mentions a figure of about 2 schools a week, Themba, saying that it is during her tenure that the feeding scheme at schools has been upped, as well as the fact that, books are more accessible to children. We know, of course, Themba, that Section 27 did take the minister to court, insisting that that learners, especially in the Limpopo province, are given this very much needed basic right, which is education. So she does feel that it's somewhat stabilized. She feels that the next administration does have a lot on its hands, though, purely because the education system is evolving. They're trying to go from colonial sort of education into more modern, ICT-based education for learners here, saying that they hope by 2020 about 60% of the schools could, be quite proud as to teaching their schools or teaching their learners in more digitally enabled education.
So the minister quite reflective on the strides that she's made during her 2 terms or so, or more possibly. But does Minister Angie Motshekga have any regrets, other things that she thinks she could have done differently?
I think the one thing that really stuck out was the fact that it was her admitting that school infrastructure has proven to be quite a headache for the minister. In fact, she has made a proposal to this CEM meeting that she was reporting back from Themba, saying that they propose an independent agency, something like Sandrol. As we know, Sandrol is responsible for the maintenance as well as building of national roads across the country. She believes that if they could have some agency quite like that, it'll go a long way in addressing the teething problems that have also grown into headaches that the minister has experienced alongside her officials and the department as a whole. Let's listen to what she says.
Provinces, it depends who came to a tender for how much. Then you get a school that a province agrees. I mean, the lowest price will be 85 million. Then it's just those regulations to say, how do you, in the face of such difficulties, accept a contract for 85 million? So as if there's a board, it's neutral. It's not me saying I'm not taking it for 85 and just busy wrangling around prices. You will have standard prices to say a school, you can only, a 65 classroom school will only pay so much. So there must be some norms, because we are not doing it now. Currently, the infrastructure is a provincial competency. So it's provinces that allocate work and go into these tenders, go and have a 4.8 million PT latrine in the Eastern Cape. It's out of our control, but at the end of the day, it affects us as a sector.
Basic Education Minister Angie Motshekga speaking earlier in the capital, Pretoria. Watching that story for us today has been eNCA reporter Lirandzu Themba. Thank you.